In Detroit, the chickens continue to come home to roost. Let me state the obvious. For generations, Detroit has been a center of deceit, denial, delusion when it comes to black crime. A lot of people point to Mayor Coleman Young back in the 70s as the turning point where it became the official policy of the city of Detroit that black people are relentless victims of relentless white racism all the time, everywhere. That explains everything, including why cops are always picking on black people for no reason whatsoever. I mean, it was, what was it, a year and a half ago when Detroit got a new police chief? They hired him at his old job. I forget where it was. He was a gun grabber, didn't want any guns on the street. He was on the job for what, 2, 3, 4 weeks, a month. He came out and said, oh no, people of Detroit, we can't protect you. You have to protect yourself now. Get a gun. And even so, lots of people, will come to this channel or other channels and they'll say, "Oh, this Detroit thing, it's all Colin Flaherty making it all up. It's all fear-based." No, it's not fear-based. Detroit is a dirty, dangerous, race-conscious chocolate town. More resembling backwater third world city than the industrial capital of the world it once was.
Okay, all of you are aware that on June the 1st of 2016, that young Mr. Mitchell and a friend were in an alley when they observed a man drop an amount of money, about $70, and they were on their bicycles, they picked up the money, and they rode away. Today we are charging Gregory Walker, age 44, Lillian Roberts, age 43, and Ernest Coleman with additional charges in connection with the death of 13-year-old Deontay Mitchell. All the people involved are from the city of Detroit. As for something to be hard to believe, this whole thing is hard to believe. This case shocked us all. When you're talking about a 13-year-old child that allegedly many people saw in the act of his being kidnapped, etc. I don't know how you can frankly call yourself a person with feeling. This case, of course, has touched a nerve, and the alleged facts in this case, I think, will further unnerve people who simply want to see this be a safe city and want to see our children be safe. Some things you just cannot explain, and we in the criminal justice system just to make sure that we hold the people responsible criminally that are responsible for this.
Ever spend any time in Detroit? If you do, and I've spent probably a month there in the last 10 years, downtown and in the suburbs. If you do, and if you drive around, if you look, you could see the shell of what was once a great city. The great buildings, the great homes, the great avenues. That's all gone. Replaced with this race consciousness, blame the white man for every single problem on the planet. Now we have a boy of 13 who was kidnapped and murdered by 3 black people in Detroit. You notice the prosecutor didn't even kind of get up the gumption or the nerve or whatever, the enthusiasm to say, "Oh, we're not going to tolerate this. We're going to stop this. This is going to be a turning point for our city." No, she was defeated. She's just putting in her time. Because Detroit is the epitome of the guiding philosophy of all chocolate cities, big and small, in America today. And that is, just don't make the black kids angry.